She said she's not interested, but she keeps texting you late at night. She tells you she's not ready for anything serious. Yet she gets jealous when you talk to other women. She rejected you, but still wants your attention. What's going on? Let me tell you something that most men are too scared to admit out loud. Rejection doesn't always mean she's done with you. Sometimes it means she wants control, not commitment. And if you don't know how to handle this kind of situation, you'll waste your energy, your time, and worse, your self-respect. This isn't about being nice or playing some endless emotional chess game. This is about learning to recognize when you're being used, manipulated, or emotionally strung along, all while thinking there's still hope. Too many men confuse attention for affection. Too many men stay stuck in emotional limbo, holding on to crumbs and calling it a connection. But here's the cold truth. When a woman rejects you but still acts interested, she's not confused. She's comfortable. Comfortable with the benefits she's getting from you. Your validation, your time, your energy, sometimes even your money or emotional support. Meanwhile, you're thinking, maybe she'll change her mind. Maybe if I keep showing I care, she'll see I'm the one. No. That mindset is exactly why this keeps happening. In this video, I'm going to break down why women do this, what it actually means when she says no, but keeps popping back into your life. And most importantly, what you need to do immediately if you find yourself in this situation. Not next week. Not after you send one more good morning text. Immediately. Because the longer you wait, the harder it gets to walk away, and the more power you lose. Let's get into it. On. She rejected you, but kept you around. When a woman rejects you but still wants you close, she's not being polite. She's being strategic. She told you she's not ready for a relationship. Cool. But a week later, she's laughing at your jokes, liking your posts, replying to your stories, asking how your day went, even venting to you about her problems. It feels like she's still interested, right? No. What's really happening is this. She doesn't want to be with you, but she doesn't want to lose the comfort you bring. You're filling an emotional gap without asking for anything in return. That's power for her. And that's a trap for you. Here's the harsh truth most men avoid. If a woman wanted you, she wouldn't risk losing you by rejecting you. Women know how to make it clear when they're into a man. When they're not, they keep you in the maybe zone, where they get all the benefits of your attention, with none of the responsibility of being with you. It's not kindness, it's convenience. Let me give you a clear picture. There was a guy who confessed his feelings to a girl he'd known for months. She told him she wasn't in the right headspace. Fair enough. He backed off, but she kept texting him every night. How was your day? I miss our convos. You're the only one who really listens. He thought she was warming up. She wasn't. 2 weeks later, she posted her new boyfriend on Instagram. That's when it hit him. She never wanted him. She just didn't want to feel lonely. You see, rejection isn't always the end. Sometimes it's the beginning of emotional manipulation, and you won't even notice until you're deep in it. So if she said no, but she's still holding on to you, understand this. She didn't choose you. She just didn't want to lose you. And that changes everything. 2. The power of mixed signals. Mixed signals are not confusion. They're control. When a woman says one thing but does another, she's not accidentally leading you on. She's testing how much you'll tolerate. It's a game of push and pull. And if you don't understand the rules, you'll lose before you even realize you're playing. She cancels plans last minute, then calls you the next day like nothing happened. She tells you she's just figuring things out, but keeps sending you flirty selfies. One moment she's hot, the next she's ice cold. You're stuck trying to decode every move, thinking, maybe she's shy, maybe she's confused. No, she's not confused. She knows exactly what she's doing. Mixed signals keep you emotionally off balance. They make you chase, they make you doubt yourself, and most importantly, they make you invest. And every time you invest, you become easier to control. Here's what most men miss. Mixed signals aren't signs of indecision. They're signs of low interest. masked as mystery. And the longer you stay in that gray zone, the more she learns what you'll accept. She learns you'll stay even when she's inconsistent. Let me break it down with an example. A guy starts talking to a woman he met at the gym. They text often, she sends voice notes, laughs at his messages, but every time he asks her out, she's busy. Then a few days later, she texts him, "Hey, just thinking about you." He lights up. He thinks she's finally coming around. So he waits. Again, 3 months go by. Still no date. He didn't realize it, but he became her emotional pet. Someone she could reach out to when bored, lonely, or just wanting a little ego boost. Mixed signals are powerful because they give just enough hope to keep you chasing, while never delivering anything real. So next time her words and actions don't match, stop analyzing. Don't ask, "What does she mean?" Ask yourself, "Why am I accepting this?" Because real interest doesn't leave room for confusion. 3. She wants attention, not you. Let's stop pretending this is something deep. A lot of women aren't looking for love. They're looking for attention. And here's the part most men miss. Attention is a currency. When you give her your time, your energy, your compliments, your late-night replies, you're giving her value. She might not want you, but she definitely wants that. That quick dopamine hit when you reply in 2 seconds. That little ego boost when you watch all her stories. That comfort of knowing someone out there is still checking in, still caring, still hoping. It feels good to her, and it drains you. You start thinking you're building something. You feel like the connection is almost there. But in reality, you're just a source of energy, not a romantic option. It's wild how many men are stuck in this invisible trap. You're not sleeping with her. You're not dating her. You're not growing anything real. But she still expects you to act like a boyfriend when it's convenient for her. You listen to her vent. You reassure her when she's down. You say, "I'm here if you need anything." And she takes it. Every single time. But when you need something, suddenly she's distant, busy, cold. Let's be real. If she only comes around when she wants something, that's not affection. That's a transaction. And you're paying full price for a connection that doesn't even exist. She's not emotionally invested in you. She's addicted to the feeling of being wanted, and you're the one feeding it. The moment you stop giving her that attention, watch how fast she pulls away. Not because she misses you, but because she misses the supply. This is what you need to understand. If a woman rejected you, but still wants your attention, she's not confused. She's collecting validation, and as long as you keep giving it, she has no reason to see you as anything more. Why would she? She already has what she wants, your attention, without commitment. 4. You're her backup plan. Let's call it what it is. You weren't her first choice. You were her safe option. And the sooner you face that, the faster you can stop wasting your time. See, a lot of men don't like to admit this. It hurts the ego. But the truth is, when a woman rejects you and still keeps you around, there's a high chance she's keeping you in her back pocket, just in case things don't work out with the guy she actually wants. You're not the main character in her story. You're the just-in-case guy. The plan B. The emotional seat filler. And here's the harsh part. You let it happen. You knew something felt off. You saw the signs. Slow replies, mixed signals, no real effort from her side. But you stayed. You told yourself things would change. You thought being patient would make her see your value. But let's be honest for a second. How long are you willing to stay in the waiting room of someone else's life? How long will you keep holding your breath, hoping to be chosen? It's time to wake up. Stop romanticizing rejection. Stop thinking that loyalty in the friend zone will turn into a relationship. Stop believing that one day she'll look at you differently if you just keep being there. Listen, women don't suddenly wake up one morning and realize they love the guy they've been ignoring. They don't fall for the man who makes himself too available. They fall for the man they respect. And respect doesn't come from being her emotional doormat. You think you're being consistent. You think you're showing her you're different. But what you're actually showing her is that you're okay with being second place. Let that sink in. You're not a backup plan. You're not a placeholder. You're a man. And the moment you start acting like one, she either steps up or steps aside. Either way, you win. 5. Emotional breadcrumbs keep you hooked. She's not giving you love. She's giving you just enough to keep you chasing. This is what emotional breadcrumbs look like. A random "I miss you" text after days of silence. A heart emoji on your story after ignoring your call. A deep conversation that feels intimate. Followed by days of distance. It's a pattern. She gives you small crumbs of attention. Tiny emotional highs. Little doses of affection. Just enough to spark hope. Just enough to stop you from walking away. And it works, doesn't it? You tell yourself, she's coming around. You replay that one sweet message like it means everything. You ignore the long stretches of cold behavior because of one warm moment. But here's the reality. She's not trying to build something real with you. She's trying to keep you on the hook. This is how emotional addiction starts. You're no longer focused on genuine connection. You're addicted to the high of being noticed. It's not love. It's survival. You're surviving off breadcrumbs and calling it a meal. And here's what hurts. Most men in this situation know deep down that they're being strung along. But they stay because that little hit of validation feels better than starting over. They stay because walking away feels like losing something, even though there's nothing real there to begin with. But you need to hear this. Real love doesn't come in crumbs. A woman who truly wants you will make it clear. She'll show up consistently. She won't make you guess. She won't use small moments of warmth to cover long periods of cold silence. If you keep chasing someone who only gives you scraps, you'll never know what it's like to be fully chosen. So stop settling for crumbs. Stop mistaking temporary attention for long-term interest. Because every time you accept less than you deserve, you teach her that it's enough. And you're worth way more than that. 6. Stop rewarding confusing behavior. Let's get one thing straight. Every time you respond to her mixed signals with more attention, you're rewarding the behavior. And guess what happens when bad behavior gets rewarded? It continues. Too many men are trained to over-explain, overcompensate, and overgive when things don't make sense. She ignores your messages? You double text. She flakes on plans? You forgive her instantly and ask when she's free again. She sends a dry, "Hey?" You reply with a paragraph trying to spark her interest again. Why? Because deep down, you're scared that if you pull back, she'll leave for good. But here's what you need to hear. If someone leaves because you stopped chasing their bad behavior, they were never yours to begin with. You're not her therapist. You're not her emotional babysitter. You're not her fallback option whenever she gets bored. When she gives you confusion, give her space. When she's hot one day and cold the next, mirror that energy. When she disappears and pops up like nothing happened, don't welcome her back with open arms. Let her feel the silence. Men need to stop being scared of setting standards. Stop thinking that being understanding means tolerating disrespect. Stop thinking that walking on eggshells will somehow earn her love. It won't. Respect is earned through clarity, not chaos. If she doesn't know what she wants, that's her battle, not yours to fix. And the moment you stop rewarding inconsistent behavior, you teach her how to treat you. Either she'll level up and start showing up right, or she'll walk away because the free ride is over. Either way, you win. So next time she sends you a confusing message, flirts one day and ghosts the next, or keeps you hanging with no clear intention, don't feed into it. Confusion is not attraction. It's manipulation. And you're not here to play games. 7. Silence is your superpower. You don't always need the perfect comeback. You don't need to argue. You don't need to explain why you're pulling back. Sometimes you just need to say nothing. Silence is powerful because it creates space. Space for her to feel your absence. space for you to protect your energy, and space to break the cycle of emotional games. When she's been giving you mixed signals, pulling you in and pushing you away, don't fight for clarity. Don't beg for answers. Don't write some long message asking, "What are we?" Just stop talking. Because here's what happens. When a man goes silent, it sends a louder message than words ever could. It shows you're no longer reacting to her emotional bait. It shows you have self-control. It shows you're not desperate for attention, and that's attractive. Too many men ruin their chances by over-explaining. They get ghosted, then send essays trying to fix it. They get played, then still ask what they did wrong. But when you fall back in silence, you shift the power. She starts wondering where you went. She starts realizing you're not like the others. You won't chase, you won't beg, and you won't be kept around just for convenience. And that's when she has to make a decision. Step up or lose you. You don't need to block her. You don't need to be rude. You just need to stop feeding energy into confusion. Your silence forces clarity. It makes her either respect your boundary or expose her intentions. And most importantly, it gives you peace. No drama, no overthinking, no more chasing someone who never planned to meet you halfway. So if you're dealing with a woman who rejected you but still acts interested, say less. Let your absence do the talking. Because in a world where everyone's screaming for attention, the one who moves in silence stands out the most. And that's real power. 8. Test her by pulling away. If you really want to know where you stand with a woman, don't ask. Just pull away. No arguments, no big speeches. Just stop texting first. Stop checking in. Stop being so available. Then watch what she does. Because here's the truth. When you remove your energy, her reaction will reveal everything. If she values you, she'll notice. She'll reach out. She'll ask what's wrong. She'll try to reconnect. But if she was just using you for attention, comfort, or out of boredom, she won't fight for your presence, because you were never that important to begin with. She'll replace your energy with someone else's and act like nothing changed. Painful? Maybe. But at least now, you're not guessing anymore. Too many men are scared to pull away because they're afraid of losing something. But the truth is, if you lose her by stepping back, then you never had her in the first place. Real interest doesn't disappear when the attention stops. It gets stronger. If she's really into you, she won't let the distance grow without doing something about it. And if she doesn't, you just saved yourself months of wasted time and emotional stress. Pulling away isn't about playing games. It's about protecting your value. It's a reset, a boundary check, a reality check for her and for you. Because let's be honest, if you keep showing up for someone who only halfway shows up for you, you're teaching her that your time is cheap, and nothing kills attraction faster than a man who doesn't respect himself. So test her, not with words, but with space. Pull your energy back and see what's left when you're not pouring into her every day. You'll either be surprised by how fast she steps up, or how fast she disappears. Either way, you get your answer. And that's what you needed all along. 9. If she really wanted you, you'd know. Let's stop with the guessing games. Let's stop pretending that love is supposed to be confusing, stressful, and full of mixed messages. Because the truth is painfully simple. When a woman really wants you, you won't have to wonder. She'll make time for you. She'll respond with energy. She'll meet you halfway, and then some. There won't be long pauses, confusing behavior, or cold replies. She won't need space right after things start to get real. She won't leave you hanging and then pop back in like nothing happened. Men need to stop lying to themselves. You read her signs like a puzzle, looking for hidden meanings. But deep down, you already know the answer. She's not that into you, and that's okay. Not every woman will want you. But the problem starts when you chase the ones who don't, hoping your effort will eventually win them over. It won't. You think if you stay consistent, if you stay loyal, if you keep showing her you care, she'll come around. But what you don't realize is, women don't come around. They show up when they want to. And if she's not showing up for you now, she doesn't want to. Or worse, she wants just enough from you to feel wanted, but not enough to commit. So here's the mindset shift you need. If it's unclear, it's a no. If it feels forced, it's a no. If you're chasing and she's barely responding, it's a no. Stop interpreting silence as mystery. Stop treating emotional distance like a challenge to overcome. Stop giving energy to someone who isn't matching yours. You don't need to wait for a sign or a big moment. The only sign you need is how she's treating you right now. And if it's not real, consistent effort, then you have your answer. When a woman wants you, trust me, you'll know. And more importantly, you won't have to ask. 10. Walk away. Even if it hurts. Let's not sugarcoat it. Walking away from someone you cared about, even if they never gave you the same energy back, hurts. It's frustrating. It's disappointing. It stings when you realize the version of her you fell for only existed in your mind. Because deep down, you weren't just holding on to her. You were holding on to hope. Hope that maybe she'd change. Hope that maybe she'd wake up and see your worth. Hope that the rejection wasn't final. That her mixed signals meant something. But here's what makes a man stronger. Not staying and hoping, but walking away with your dignity intact. It doesn't mean you're weak for having feelings. It means you're strong enough to protect yourself when those feelings aren't being returned. Every time you stay in a situation where you're not wanted, you chip away at your self-respect. Every time you give energy to someone who's not choosing you, you delay your own growth. Every time you wait for clarity from someone who thrives on confusion, you lose yourself just a little more. But when you walk away, even when it's hard, you do something powerful. You stop begging for love. You stop chasing what's not yours. You stop playing a role in a game that was never meant to be fair. And when you do that, you get your power back. She might reach out. She might test the waters again. But by then, you'll be clear. You'll know what you're worth. And you won't settle for anything less. So yes, walk away. Even if it hurts. Even if you still care. Even if a part of you wants to wait just a little longer. Because pain fades. But self-respect? That stays. And at the end of the day, it's better to walk away in pain than to stay in confusion. Choose yourself. Always. Here's the truth no one wants to say out loud. Some women enjoy the attention of men they have no intention of ever dating. It's not always about love. Sometimes it's about power. And the longer you ignore that truth, the longer you'll stay stuck in emotional quicksand. But now you know better. You've seen the signs. You've felt the confusion. And if this video hit something deep inside you, it means it's time to move differently. Walk with clarity. Move with purpose. And stop offering loyalty where there's no real commitment. Listen. I'm not just a voice behind a screen. I've lived this. I've made the same mistakes. And I made this video for you, the man who's tired of being played, tired of second-guessing himself, and ready to take his power back. Drop a comment below and share your story. Tell me if you've ever been in this kind of situation. I read every comment, and I'll reply personally. Because this channel is about real conversations, not surface-level advice. We're building something real here. Let's grow together. And let's stop getting played.